Alrighty, so last time we did a whole bunch of fun bullshit. You guys made it to a new town. You met some new people, and instantly the town fell in love with the idea of surrounding you with guards and trying to get you out as quickly as possible. You made a lot of fun claims about how Ariel is not the god that they should be following, and how your god came out with claims against Ariel, and how their traditions for Ariel are, horrible, and decided to take this up with the priests that were in the town. A lot of you guys wanted to go back to
the only reason we were doing that was because they confronted us.
That's
and
right.
Said we were responsible for damaging the other town. Oh, it was in defense.
But we kind of were.
I mean,
well, y'all were. Yeah. I wasn't.
Well, we kind of. Well, not me, but you. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in defense of ourselves that we, claimed that their religion is false. Yeah.
Their priests weren't too sure. I think their religion might be false.
It could be. It could be faulty. So most of you guys went back to the train while Tornus went to confront the clerics because, if we've learned anything, the big guy that likes to get everybody in trouble is the best person to try and help get you out of trouble.
Hey, I mostly did.
You mostly did. In that, you guys
didn't kill anyone.
That's true. With that, you guys met a new cleric and was kind of given a little bit of a mission to find this device to help end the eternal winter. You hope. What the hell was that? There was a guy that was working on this device, and the cleric hasn't heard from him for a while, and kind of sent you over to check him out, see if everything's okay, but hopefully bring him back or help him finish the mission to end the eternal winter. Then you guys got on the train, I assume started heading in that direction, and some of you guys said, what's that?
Did he join us? I can't remember.
No, you guys let him off.
Okay.
And then you guys decided, do you want to actually go further north, or do you want to go south and go to the beach? Had that little debate for a while. You guys decided to go north, and then the train stopped. And that's where we left off. Oh, and you guys got some new supplies.
So, guys, why did the train stop?
Oh, me Piscus is that it's tired.
This thing has got a mind of its own. Who knows at this point?
Some of you guys could try and find out.
I guess Skellington can be the one to ask at the train.
I'd like to look out the window.
Yeah, sure. You can look out the window. You can roll perception. What are you looking for? You're looking for something specific, or you just want to see what's going on?
Yeah, just see what's going on. Maybe it had to stop. Someone was in the way. Maybe something is stopping it.
Yeah, so you look outside the window, and you see...
Hey, do you need me to roll?
If you want to. It can't hurt you.
I mean, okay. Well, a natural 20 for a 28.
Perfect. You notice that it is extremely snowy outside. The snow is so deep that it's actually like the train's pushing up against it to try and plow it out of the way. And the further north you guys go, the deeper it gets, the harder it is for this train to push the snow out of the way. So by the time it stops, the snow is up to the windows.
Oh, essentially we're stuck.
I'm gonna relay this information to the rest of the party.
You know what? I think it's time. I'm gonna get down on my knees and look up and say, Lathander, I request of you a divine intervention.
Okay. So the divine intervention, the way that works is you're going to actually make a prayer. And there is the card that you had that gave you the divine intervention actually turned into an amulet. So you grab that amulet and you make this prayer, and you tell or ask Lavander to request or whatever the request that you want.
Lathander, I pray that she would send your warmth to the heart of Ariel so that she wasn't so evil, so that she was at least neutral. I pray to you.
The amulet starts to glow, and it's kind of a little bit dim, and you see that the snow starts to melt. Roll me a religion check.
Okay. That's an 18 for 25.
Okay. Greater gods can't just change the personality of someone or their alignment. So your prayer starts off really good, and he starts to answer some of that, but you kind of understand that in order to complete the prayer, it's you've got to say something a little bit more specific other than change her alignment, because he can't change anyone's alignment, let alone the alignment of a lesser god.
Then I pray to you that she would no longer be the goddess of winter, that she would be the goddess of spring.
That changes.
I pray to thee.
That changes personality. You can say no longer the goddess of winter, but to make her another goddess, can't do that. To make her no longer a goddess, you could totally do that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. The amulet glows, and it glows brighter. It glows a emerald color, and it gets warm in your hands, and it gets warmer and warmer. Then it becomes hot, almost to the burning your hands, and it glows so bright that you just can't see beyond the light, and the amulet's gone, and winter is over.
Oh, praisely be Lathander.
So what season is it, DM?
Well, when we started this campaign, we started in the spring.
Okay. I need to know for my character, so.
Yep. So it returned to spring. What once was snow has melted into water, as now the train starts to move back.
Actually, it was, sorry, Nate, it was fall before because I was N. It
was,
wasn't, because my character was the fall character. Because I have not yet been Aro, or maybe it was summer. I was Ari.
Ari. So I apologize. It was summer. You're right. It was summer. So the train starts to move backwards, and then it starts to turn to the side as the snow that what was once snow is now water starts washing everything away. And I need everybody to make a dexterity check. I'm sorry, dexterity saving throw.
18 for Tornus.
18 for Tornus.
24.
Nine.
So
9 for Dishling.
I got an
8 for Sim.
Cool.
Cool.
12 for Ari.
What'd you get? All right. So if you rolled above a 10, I'm sorry, if you rolled below a 10, you fall over. You were now on your back, you're prone, and you start moving with the train. So as it starts rocking, you move side to side with it. If you rolled under a 15, you are very, very shaky. You almost like have to crouch down and hold your arms out to keep your balance. If you rolled higher than an 18, you obviously know how to balance a little bit better. You don't have to work so hard to keep it, and you are fine. The train now is going sideways, and it's going towards the south, kind of back the way that you guys came.
I'm not sure if this is an improvement or not.
And anybody can make a perception check.
What is that?
I
17
rolled a
for
22.
Tornus?
29.
All right, you three see as you're going back, you recall that you kind of came uphill a little bit, and as you're going back and tilted to the side now, what was the part of the uphill part was coming over a cliff, and now part of the train is going towards the cliff with the water.
We're going towards a cliff, but I'm stuck here.
The train is technically a creature, right?
It is sentient.
But if I have a spell that can target a creature, like Featherfall, there's no weight limit on Featherfall.
There's no weight limit on Featherfall.
you are correct.
So sort of say, well, if we're going over the edge, I can maybe slow our descent. It's the best I've got. Anyone else have other ideas?
I could cast it too. All of us
Yeah.
can get Featherfall.
Float around for a few minutes. Do we know what's down to the bottom of the cliff? And I'll kind of like try and peer out and see if I can tell what's ahead of us.
Just the bottom of the cliff. Nothing spectacular.
Well, I guess this is where we're going. And if we hit the edge and we start to fall, then I'll cast Featherfall on the train.
All right. The train goes faster and faster and faster towards the cliff and goes over, and you cast Featherfall. And at first, you guys kind of lift with the train, like gravity is no longer there. And then Featherfall is cast, and this train starts slowly floating down as you guys slap the ground pretty hard because you fell a little bit faster than the train was.
But what exactly did you do, Sam Otto? It's wet outside. It doesn't look like it's snowy anymore.
Well, let's just say Ariel isn't a goddess anymore.
I guess mission done. We've solved everything.
She still might be a threat, but not as much as she was before. Although, with the absence of a goddess, there might be just a little bit of a, well, maybe a wee bit of a power vacuum.
Absence of a goddess. And you guys
Yeah,
notice that
minor goddess. Minor.
the N has, or Errol has shifted form to her summer state and
And what-
now goes by Ari.
And what does that summer state look like, Ari?
Bright, kind of golden skin, golden hair, golden clothing, all things gold.
I wish
Gold-
they
the golden
all
yellow
could be
is very-
California girls.
Very sunny.
Can we call her Callie from the Valley?
Brilliant.
Gold, only shooting stars. Oh wait, sorry.
The train finally gets down to the bottom and lands fine. The water continues to disperse all across the land. The land is extremely wet, as would happen when sudden things change. The clouds have blown away. It is bright, it is sunny, and it is barren because life has not yet come back to Icewind Dale, as it has just become summer again. So there's no grass, just barren wasteland. Trees have no leaves on them, no animals.
People must be so confused.
Hmm?
Their weather is all fucked up. Also, a train is falling down on top of them.
Train that they've never seen before. Yeah, Anka, I need you to do a religion check as your crescent moon begins to glow brighter.
Oh my god. Well, I rolled in that one. So that's a -2.
Yeah, you are alerted to danger, but you do not know why.
Yeah, that's fair. But I believe that this is because we are falling through the sky.
Sure, it is because you're falling through the sky.
Straight over here, guys.
Daft individuals, what have you done?
Whatever it was that we've done, something is not happy about it.
Was Ariel just a cold goddess, or was she actually like a goddess of winter? And getting rid of her has now permanently removed winter from the world.
Well,
Anyone know?
it turns out she was a minor goddess of winter. But it also turns out she was allies with other gods, other minor gods.
So
They
you
might
have
not
angered
have
other
about it.
gods?
Sam Otto, do a religion check.
25.
Yeah, why don't you go over to the private chat with me?
Okay.
Oh boy.
This isn't good.
Sam,
Yeah.
you know that, yes, you are correct. She is friends with some lesser gods, but she's also friends of a greater god, Talos the Destroyer.
Oh boy.
She's also part of a group called the Gods of Fury, which is run by Talos the Destroyer and I believe 3 other lesser gods. Now, I actually happen to have all that information waiting for you to do such a thing. So, the Gods of Fury, so it's 2 other lesser gods. So, the Gods of Fury was by Talos the Destroyer, who is the storm and destruction god, Ariel the Frost Maiden, Malor the Beast Lord, the god of hunting and stalking, and Umberly the Bitch Queen, the goddess of the sea. Marlar is also the god of bloodlust and bestial savagery. And they weren't just friends, they were a tightly knit group, to the point where it is very possible that angering one could anger all 4 of them.
But as far as they know, it was Lathandra that did it, right?
You don't know that yet. You do know that information I just gave you. You still do not know what happened to Ariel yet, but you guys will find out.
If she's no longer immortal, then she's probably mortal now. And who knows
Wow.
where she is.
When you take away the god status of a god, one of 2 things can happen, and you left that open to Lathander. All right, let's go back up.
Okay.
I'd like to say that through all this, like stuff is falling around. Tortoise still has, let's just say it's breakfast time, coffee and like some pastries as everything's flying around. He's still just kind of relaxing.
That's hilarious. So you guys gently come back down to the ground. You're all fine.
Tap on the train and say, "Hey, train, how are you feeling? Are you okay?" And just like knock on the wall and see if I get any response from it.
Do a... What kind of check do I want you to do? Do a performance check.
Sure. A +8.
Yeah.
18 + 8, 26.
Alrighty. Train is confused by what happened, scared a little bit, but thankful.
I'll just sort of like more gently caress the wall and say, "It's okay, train. We're all confused. Sam did something and ended winter and maybe made things better, maybe made things worse. Who knows? But at least you're not cold."
Well, let's just hope that Talos isn't upset that he lost one of his underlings.
That who's not
We
upset?
know who Talos is. Ooh.
I have
You wanna
no
make a-
idea who you're talking about.
Tornus, you absolutely can make a either history check or religion check.
I rolled a natural 20, and they're the same, so it's still a natural 20 plus 0
Awesome.
on history or religion. Let's say history, because I don't think I would follow religion too much, unless it's religion like a story that I would have listened to as like cool myth.
Oh,
stories
it'll
or
be a
something.
story, all right. Talos
boy.
is the got a nickname, Talos the Destroyer. He is the god, the higher god, upper god, greater god of storms and destructions. He is also a god which giants follow, specifically storm giants.
Well, you know,
And
the
he
thing
is a
about Talos.
bad motherfucker. He's called the Destroyer for a reason.
You know, Sam, the thing about Talos is he doesn't like losing, and he can be pretty vindictive. People don't call him the Destroyer for nothing. So, you know, hopefully you didn't do it too publicly where he's going to know it's your fault. Otherwise, things will get rather interesting.
Well, I was praying to, Lathander, the Morning Lord. Of course, he must be the one that, Talos must be looking at, right? Right?
I don't know. Maybe gods like to use people as pawns, and he'll smile and stick his tongue out at Talos, and Talos will come and smite us, or send some giants or other storm beasts or any other manner of terrible things.
So
to come
what
our
you're
way.
I guess that
saying
just
is
means that
we have a
need to be on
problem.
our toes for just a little bit.
You
For a
depower
little
the
bit?
goddess by asking another god for help in taking her down while we're working towards that goal.
I mean, if a god had gotten involved, wouldn't the gods just have a beef between each other then at that point?
I mean,
I'll be right back.
I think that
This-
is tried to be avoided. That is why Selune was having us handle this instead of doing it herself.
I think gods kind of follow some rules where they don't really go out on full out war on themselves all that much. God versus God. They like to use people to make their proxy wars. So, we might have just put ourselves in the middle of a war between two gods. So, or lots of gods. Who knows? Whole pantheon might be attacking us. But maybe we made friends on one side.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if that is the case, and it's a war between a group of gods versus another group of gods, we're obviously going to be on the side of the ones that favor the outcome of what just happened.
Or it's like when a group of thieves tries to steal something and one of them gets caught. The other group of thieves won't necessarily go back and, save the one guy who was caught. They let him take the fall. So we could end just being the fall guy.
I mean, if
I'm gonna have to shut her
8
down.
or so mortals is all it takes to quench a killing of a god, I mean, if I was a god, I would consider that pretty good.
A good sacrifice.
I mean, you
for the 8
literally
of us?
killed one of your
Was
mortal
she killed
enemies.
or was she just depowered?
I mean, I guess all we know is he asked for her to not be a god, and then the snow melted. So
She could just be dethroned, which then she would be able to probably fight her way back to be dethroned. I don't know how gods work.
yeah. Maybe she's not a god. She's a titan now, or a monster, or a dragon, or I don't know, any sort of other beast.
I mean, should we keep heading in the same direction? Or should we just wait for something terrible to happen to figure out where to go?
I get the feeling that something terrible is going to happen anyway. We should probably go check on the guy that we were asked to check on.
Yeah.
Or not.
Fair enough.
I don't really care about him.
I mean, we did say when the winter was handled, we would talk about going to a beach. I mean, it's kind of been solved.
Check on the guy and then go to the beach.
Sounds good to me.
Interesting
I'm
enough.
down with the food.
Interesting enough.
yeah,
I know you
for
guys
now.
have a map. There is a beach north in kind of the direction that you're going. Well, there's water there, so you would assume there's a beach there.
It's not cold anymore. Perfect.
Yeah, it's summer.
I mean, I'll point to the map. There's a spot. I mean, maybe on the way we can just, spend an hour or two at this beach. I brought the best swimming clothes for this trip. They're in my trunk.
You have trunks in your trunk?
Well, I was gonna say you'll find out.
Dragons are
Swimming
amphibious,
clothes?
you know that, right?
What?
Dragons, they're amphibious. Like
I-
me. Like
I
in
did not know
the
that.
water.
I mean, so yes, we can check on the man first, or we can stop on this, have a beach day before we go there. Just options.
It's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
Skellington as sort of the dad of the group. and Tishlin and everyone and see if, where are people leaning? They want to slack off or stay on duty.
I think Anka is right. I think trouble's going to find us no matter where we go.
I
We can
agree. We have to protect ourselves.
So are we protecting ourselves at the beach, or are we protecting ourselves doing what?
Well, the beach probably has less chance of giants, even
Good
though
point.
that there's risks of dragons. Dragons are amphibious, as you said. Is there going to be less likely that there's going to be? Is it more likely to be dragons on said beach, or is it more likely that we're going to be having to deal with giants where we're going in the north?
While we're having this conversation, I'd like to put my hand on the wall of the train and just think very hard about going to the beach and see if I can convince the train to just take off in that direction. Like be thinking of like barbecues and fun things, and have a picture in my mind of the train going in and out of the water with like an anthropomorphic smile on its face. I'm like trying to force this cartoon image into its mind to convince the train.
All right. So you put your hand on the train, and the train starts to move.
Oh, I think the train has made a decision for us, and it's infinite train wisdom. It must know where we need to be.
All right. Go ahead and click on that link there, guys, for the map, so you have an idea of where you're going.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can see kind of in the middle of the map there is like this lake that's kind of surrounded by trees to the north there, and then a stream that goes into it. All right.
Yeah.
So you were about halfway through that, coming up towards the trees. The swimming area would be looks like the ocean kind of on the far end over there. That's got ice chunks in it. That'd be the beach area there.
And it's not ice at this point. It's warm. It's summertime.
You don't know. You haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. The train's going that direction.
The train is moving.
Oh, yeah. The train is moving. I don't know where it's moving to.
And you thought of a beach. So
I'm sure we'll be somewhere very important where we're supposed to be next. Just have to wait to see where the train is taking us.
Yep. So about an hour goes by as you guys are traveling, and you see these the trees they're pine trees, and they look very, very out of place because you have pine trees in the middle of barren land right now. And you start kind of going around them, and train starts to curve a little bit, and you see this black dark cabin kind of pass you on the right there as train keeps going.
Oh, great. Cabin in the woods. Great.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. The train goes right by it, which is fine. Anybody can make a history check if you want to.
18.
18. That is the cabin that you guys were headed to, and you're just passing it right on by. And about another hour goes by, and you're in barren land, but the air starts to smell a little different. It starts to smell soft and kind of salty a little bit, almost as if you were coming to an ocean. And train stops, and the doors open by themselves.
Take a tentative peek outside the door, and what do I see?
It's a beach.
Oh, it's a beach. Thank you, train. And you'll see Tornus run to his room and change. And in faster than one you can imagine, he comes running out in just like the tiniest Euro thong you can imagine. Where it's just,
oh no!
It's like flossing between the cheeks. And remember, he's like 8 feet tall, so for some of you, it's like right at eye level. And he just takes out full clip through the door and cannonball into the water.
So
just not a care given.
All right.
He just hit me in the face with his butt cheek.
I might have.
So as Tornus is doing that, anybody else make a perception check. Tornus doesn't give a care, so he's not going to see a darn thing.
Everything has been solved. The world's troubles are gone.
Yeah.
16.
I rolled a 18.
Okay. You two kind of look out, and you're watching Tornus, and it's one of those things. If you guys know, you want to look away, but you can't.
Like a train wreck.
Right? You're just like, this is the most disturbing thing I think I've ever seen. Yet I can't look away. And you see him run out towards the beach, and he jumps into the water. And as he goes into the water, your eyes kind of fix a little bit in the horizon there as you see what was a tower, kind of almost like a palace, sinking in the water.
Did you see that?
Those two do, yeah. You can kind of see.
How,
So Sam and Tishlin
Tishlin.
did the perception check. So you two see as he goes underwater there, you see this kind of almost looking like a big giant palace or tower kind of like popping out of the water as it looks like it's sinking.
Did anybody else see that?
I see that.
Yeah. How did a palace get out? And does it look like it's on a piece of land, or like it's literally like?
It's
just...
literally sinking.
No, I know, but like, what I'm
It
saying
fell
is,
over and sank into the swamp.
Yeah,
Okay.
it fell over and sank into the water. Like
Okay.
someone thought it was a great idea to build a palace on water, and clearly it was a bad idea. Somehow the
Yeah,
palace got
right.
completely built.
But is this the third iteration or the second iteration? Or do y'all not get the reference?
I don't think I get the
Fell over and
reference.
sank into the swamp.
oh, are we talking?
That sank. No, I'm talking Monty Python and the Search for Holy Grail.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Over my head.
Yep.
The
I
disappointment.
that's
Uncultured swine.
dang.
What bright individual decided it was wise to build a palace on such unstable ground?
Ariel, maybe?
Do you think we should go check it out? Do we have the means to check it out?
You can get off train and go over and try. You can at least
What do
go
you
to the
guys think?
shoreline.
How far out in the distance is it?
How far out in the distance is it? Probably about a
Is it
1,000 yards.
Can we swim? Can we swim there? Like, is
It'd
it
take
swimmable?
you a little bit to swim there, but you could. It'll be a heck of a swim, but you could.
Well, if it's 5 yards at 15
No,
feet,
not
right?
5 yards, 1,000 yards.
Oh, at least at 5 yards.
No,
Gotcha. Can train go over water? It can, right? Because it's
it hovers over hard surfaces, and it was having trouble plowing through snow
gotcha.
and got swept away by water.
Do we see like a boat or anything
No,
that's been abandoned, or maybe someone's using we could borrow?
there's no boat in sight.
Well, I'm out of ideas, guys. Anybody else have something? Someone have a spell that'll craft us a boat?
What about a spell that will make you float?
That rhymed.
How far away is the water from the train?
There's the water from the train. Oh, about like 20 feet.
Okay. It's like, hey guys, stop talking. You're wasting daylight.
Yes,
Look around. Is
the
there
water's
any trees. Oh, sorry. Go.
the water's a little cold, but being a giant, like that's not a big deal for you.
Yeah. Are there any like trees or things I could use to? I mean, meta. I'm looking for something that I could fashion into boat, but character-wise, I'm looking for something I can play around and float on like a floaty, like an inner tube sort of thing.
You can do a perception check.
Sure. Oh, that's a bad roll. 8 total.
There is water, and you are happy.
I'm just splashing, having
Yeah, you're having a
yelling for
great
everybody to
time.
join me.
Should he be playing in the water when we don't know what caused that thing to sink?
Are you asking me that, or are you asking them that?
I'm asking the rest of the group.
Okay.
I mean, that's a fair point. Who
He didn't
knows?
see it.
No,
Tornus, is it normal water? Because maybe it caused the building or the palace to sink. Maybe
What
Frolicking in
palace?
it.
What are you talking about? There's no palace around here, and I'm looking inland towards the train. There's no palace over there.
There was a
Point.
pause in the middle of the lake,
Just see
and
the
it
slow
sank into the.
head turn around and see the sinking palace. Like, oh, that palace.
Yeah, I mean, if this water, I don't know, might not be a good idea to hang out in it too much.
I mean, we're like the mortal enemies of a whole pantheon of gods. I mean, we gotta have some enjoyment, right?
Storms, as you say that, you feel something kind of nudge up against you.
Oh, hello there. And I'll
Yeah.
like reach down and thinking it's like a nice fish or something.
It's a dead body.
Okay. Time to get out. Time to get out. There's dead bodies floating here.
There are
You ju-
dead bodies
you
in
see-
most bodies of water, no?
I mean,
would
Is this
feel
one
like
just too
shaking her
close
head.
for you?
I don't normally. I mean, there might be dead bodies, but you don't normally see them. I'll look down at the body as I'm kind of like getting out of the water.
Mhm.
Anything of note about it?
It's a human body.
Dead human? I mean, maybe from the tower, but that's an awful long distance to float in such a short period. I guess it has been a couple hours. But who builds a palace on what, ice? Is that what he built it on, or they built it on?
I mean, we haven't encountered the wisest people, so yeah.
Is this area normally covered in ice year round, where someone could say build a palace on ice and expect it to be ice all the time? Anyone know?
Could we draw the conclusion that this was Ariel's place?
Based off of what you see and what you know, which is Ariel by name and lore. I guess you can come up with whatever conclusion you want. Whether or not it's right is a different question.
I mean, a demi-goddess of winter building her palace on a frozen lake doesn't sound super far-fetched, does it?
Yeah,
I
a
get the-
little snow would never bother her anyways.
Dun, 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 dun.
Burp.
That is not the first
Why
time we've
do
made that
I-
joke.
No, won't be the
Why
last.
do
But in the end, it doesn't
I mean,
even matter.
the cold wouldn't bother her anyway, right?
But in the end, it wouldn't even matter.
I get a feeling we're going to be investigating that sinking palace, but we need to figure out a way to get there first.
Well, wait. Hold on a second. If she's no longer a goddess, she's just a mortal being. What's stopping her from just drowning out there?
Yeah, you killed someone, Sam.
Anka,
I killed
Yes.
somebody.
roll
evil.
perception.
28.
You see a big white creature kind of wash up on shore. This white creature, it's dead. Yes,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's huge. It's a very very big creature. Call it 9 feet tall, and something's familiar about it. You can't quite put your
Okay.
finger on it.
Well, Anka would grab like Skelly's like sleeve and tug him with her to go look at it.
Okay.
He doesn't get a choice.
So as you and Skelly get closer, things start to kind of come into focus a little bit. This creature has long claws on it that you can see, but it doesn't have fur. It has feathers and a beak.
You can have that.
And you recall that one of your first nightmares had the face of this creature.
Was the face of the creature dead in my nightmare?
No, it was looking at you.
Well, it is weird that I have seen this before.
The creature also has horns coming out of its head.
Is it a
She,
creature
like-
Those
you
are
recognize?
those
Pokes
are
it.
yeah. You tug the creature, or you tug the horns.
I said I poke it.
Oh, poke it. I thought you said you tugged. I was like, that's a weird
Yeah, I'm gonna
thing to
drag this 9-foot creature all the way back to my friends
do. There you go.
with my -3 strength.
It happened. Totally.
I'd ask you to roll religion, but we know that you stink at them.
I'll still roll it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We
Let's-
could get really lucky, right?
Maybe you saw a
we did
picture.
not get really lucky.
No. What did you roll?
That was a 3.
No, you know what? Books aren't even in your vocabulary, let alone something that you would pick up.
What's a book? Yeah.
Right, yeah. What the hell?
I don't think I've ever read a book completely. I think I've just seen them and like passed it off because the cover is boring.
Skellington, though, you can definitely roll a history check, or you probably wouldn't do a religion check, but a history check. Because Skellington has read books.
A 20.
Yeah. That is one of the forms of Ariel. One of her most common forms.
This is one of the forms of Ariel.
So we all have killed.
Oh, that's
It's definitely
unfortunate.
Dead.
You mean like one of the forms she appears in multiple places, or this is her body and Ariel, the entity, is no more?
That is one of her, I guess you would say, like,
It's one of the forms she chooses.
versions within this mortal plane. The one that she takes the body of. So, yes, this would be what she has holding herself to this plane. In other words, she's dead for the moment? Or dead completely? I'm not sure.
Look,
Well, if she's
we already made a
mortal,
whole
she's
bunch of
dead.
enemies, so maybe we should take parts of this, I don't know, body, so we can show people and get a bigger reward back in town.
That's a good idea.
I'll go get some tools, and I'll go back in the train and get some tools, and also change out of my speedo. And then whenever I get back, a couple minutes later, I'll start, I don't know, trying to remove horns or parts to get like some type of trophy and proof that there's a monster, and so we can claim we killed it.
No, usually
can
just
cleave its
collecting
head.
the head is enough.
I will cleave its head.
Nice. I'm okay with you cleaving the head.
He's got the right idea.
Strength
Weapon.
or a weapon?
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
There she is. The head comes off. That is the creature that you guys see. I didn't mean to put it in maps, but that's where it's at.
Well, now we have its head and horns.
Yep, and horns, and beak, and eyes, and some feathers.
Would some of us think that it looks like an owl bear?
If you
Yeah,
know
does
what
anybody recognize?
if you know what an owl bear is.
DM, you said it was Ariel?
Skellington said it was one of the forms of Ariel, which is what I mentioned to him. So
Okay.
Yes.
Well, its head is gone. Might as well look through its pockets too, and I'll start to like, I don't know, see if there's anything on it.
So, as you took the head off and you go to pick it up, you see that the head changes into that head. There's a very, well, was a very beautiful looking woman with white hair, a glass crown, very pale, and definitely now very pale. And that is the head that you hold.
Oh, it's amazing just how much you get done with just one card. Do you happen to have any more of those cards?
I do, but maybe we save them for if her, I don't know, friends come looking. Also, I think it would have been easier to get a reward from the other head. Now that it looks like a beautiful woman, I don't know that people are going to be as ready to accept us as heroes with this trophy.
Well, seeing how the endless winter has ended,
True.
someone's got to take the reward, right?
Yep. And it is all due to our work as a team. I'll pat him on the back.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I'm going to say I want nothing to do with this, but yeah, I'm gonna walk away.
I think you're affiliated already.
I'm actually gonna follow Skellington. This doesn't
Anka
feel
also
like
follows him a
Yeah.
lot like a dog.
Did the body turn into a human body as well, or is the body still like that owl bear?
No, the whole body
owl
changed.
bear?
Yeah, the whole body changed.
Well, nothing on it, like in terms of items either. It just
There is a scepter.
anyone want a scepter? I'll pick it up, and I don't know, put it on my back for right now. Feeling kind of awkward about it. I'll see if I can like maybe make a grave for the body.
I think we need to take the whole body.
Oh, the whole body. But then why did we cut the head off? It's just like leaking
Well,
everywhere
because we
now.
were going to, because we were going to take just the head, but because
no
now
one's
it has
ever-
become. Sorry.
No one's ever going to believe that this head came from that body.
Well, it's all woman body
No one.
now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Uh.
maybe we cauterize the wounds. I mean, it is leaking quite a bit of blood. If we're going to bring them on the train, then, you know, I don't know, maybe a bowl? How do we get the blood to stop coming?
We can hang the body by its feet off the back of the train.
That's
Boy.
a good idea. Just setting her up.
Do we hear them, DM, from where we're at?
You guys are
Office
walking
down here.
away.
Yeah.
Skellington, Earl.
Can I like roll perception to see if I hear,
If you want
or
to.
is it passive perception?
If you want to.
I have a passive of 15.
You hear them bickering
Speaking
about
quite loud.
something. Yeah, they're bickering about
Okay.
something. If you listen in a little closer, you can probably understand what they're talking about.
I would just like kind of nudge Skellington with my elbow. Are you hearing this? Bringing a body on of a dead goddess, I think, is gonna piss the train off even more.
Does the reward outweigh the consequences?
Well, you're not. Did you follow us? I was having a conversation with Skellington and Anka. I don't know if you followed us when we left.
We're bickering about what to do with the body right now.
I thought since we all saw this happening, okay.
Three of you guys
Never
walked
mind.
away. The other three did not.
So what you're saying is Tishlin, Tornus, and Sam are having this conversation,
Well,
and Skellington, Earl, and Anka are not.
correct.
Right.
Correct. And more importantly, Tishlin, Sam, Tornus, and a thong is having
No, I
this
went back and
conversation.
changed.
Oh, did you
because
do that?
Yeah, I came back.
missed it.
I am in my head canon. I went back to change to get the.
In
stuff.
headcanon
Take the
BS. Get out of
trophy.
here. You didn't say shit.
No,
No,
I
he
said-
said it. He said
I
it.
said I'm
said
going
it.
back to get a trophy, and then Tishlin said I'm just going to take the head off, and so I've come out of the train with like tools to take a careful
Gotcha.
clippings of the beast, and he's just cut the head off. I'm like, oh,
I missed that section, but okay.
yeah. I didn't say that part. You know, we just kept going, but I did go back to the train and then came back a minute later.
Okay. Did the horns become hair?
They became the crown.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have like the scepter out, and I'll be like spinning it idly, like I do, in a non, referential way. I'm just like playing with it as we're talking about what to do with the body, and sort of say, I don't think we should hang it from the back. I think that sends the wrong sign as we're going places. Yes, we want
that
to
is
collect the
true.
trophy, the money for the body, but for the work done. But I mean, that seems like we're kind of flaunting it. It's a little bit asking for trouble.
Fair.
I don't mind taking credit for it as long as I get something for it. But but you're right. Maybe we bring the whole body back.
We have
People
something
know-
that we can wrap it in.
Probably. I mean, there's like cloths in the car, in the train.
It might be. You could definitely look.
Yeah, I'll walk back to the train and see if I can find anything that will wrap up the body.
There is a
I'm feeling a little
large.
bit weird about the whole thing. So
Yeah. There's a large dinner napkin that you kind of put on your. Yeah, that you would put on your lap for dinner. It's pretty big. It's a Tornus-sized dinner napkin.
I'm assuming this is like a 6 foot tall like goddess
It-
Amazonian
Take a
by
tablecloth.
body. No, the woman.
Blanket.
No. Well, yeah, for a woman, she's tall, but
Couldn't you like grab a tablecloth?
I mean, it looks like a tablecloth to you guys.
Fair enough.
Sure. We'll try that. I'll come out like I found this. It
Right.
might work.
Yeah, so you guys can wrap her head up in tablecloth and carry it with you.
I agree. This feels so wrong.
I mean, should we maybe just take the crown and the scepter and just lay the body to rest here?
Right,
It
we
seems
should
like
look
that's a
at the
big
scepter.
enough.
We definitely should see what the scepter's all about.
Oh, here. I've just been twirling it like a, fun stick, and I'll toss you.
Mhm.
I'll literally throw the scepter to you, Sam.
I will see if it resonates any sort of magic or something. I guess I don't have any
How are you gonna
magicification spells.
How are you gonna do that?
I guess I'll just hold it and see if it attunes to me.
Well, that takes
Arcana check.
quite a long time to attune, but Arcana check maybe. Yeah.
I can do an
Identify.
arcana. I don't have identify. That's a problem.
I don't know anybody that carries identify.
Yeah, go ahead and do an Arcana check.
21.
It does have some magical attributes to it for sure.
I will just keep trying to attune to it.
I can do a warder's intuition. So I can do an investigation, and then I roll a d4, and it adds that number to the ability check.
Okay. So what are you investigating?
I'm just investigating the wand.
Okay.
So 7 plus d4, so 9.
Okay. And
That
you
didn't help
are
any.
no, and you are a rune fighter, so you do know something about magic. The scepter is a magical scepter. It's got some charges to it. You can kind of identify that idea as the fighter, right? Like it does something and there's a limited amount of charges. Whether or not it's a one-time use charge or it recharges every day or what it does, you don't know. But you do know that it is some sort of a magical weapon.
While they're looking at that, I would like to have been spending time trying to dig some sort of grave for the
Okay.
body and have taken the crown off, the scepter that they have, and if I've made progress, then I'll cover her up. I don't know how far I've gotten.
What are you using to dig with?
Yeah, see, that's the question.
Yes,
I
it
don't have
is.
a lot.
Do you have
I
a
have
shovel?
No, I have pittance,
I have
tips,
pit-
glove, harness. I guess I really just have that climber's kit.
There's a pick in there, like a
Yeah,
nice
so
pick.
I'll use the pick. Yeah,
Okay.
pick.
Well, hey, before you do all this hard work, just think about this. We got lots of rocks around here, and the lake is right there. You could just tie her body to a
I mean,
adios fish food for the week.
there's something,
know?
I don't know, a little bit more final about putting someone in the ground versus just throwing their body into lake and tying a rock to it. So, and then I'll just kind of trail off my thought, and I will
Yep.
try to build the grave for her.
Okay, so you're gonna take the little ice pick there, and you're gonna start like digging with it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be more of a dexterity roll.
I like that better.
Yeah. Well.
All right. 15 plus 5 for a total of dirty 20.
Okay. So you actually are finding it real easy to dig with this, right? And 5 minutes goes by and they're sitting there talking, 10 minutes goes by, 20 minutes goes by, and you're sitting there thinking that, man, this is so easy. And you actually do get a 6-foot hole about an inch round.
I mean, an inch deep.
No,
Or
it's 6 foot. Like it's like
oh, deep. but
yeah, like
shallow.
it's very it's very small. So now you're like, okay, now I got to do that everywhere else.
Like maybe I can just slide her on her side. She's at least in there, so I'll try and like widen it a little bit.
Right.
I'll walk over to him and hand him a shovel.
Oh, well, thank you, Skellington. And I'll use the shovel.
All right, that's gonna be a
to
strength.
that's gonna go worse. Yeah, and 8 minus 2 for 6.
I mean, you thought you were having a much better time with that pick, but you understand this makes it go faster. But it's you're so tall, so you almost have to get down on your knees and try and shovel.
It's
and
like a spade.
right. It's just like you feel like you're doing gardening. And for whatever reason in your mind, gardening was not the idea that you had in mind.
No.
But you are making some progress.
Well, I'll just keep continuing until someone stops me or I succeed.
Yeah.
So I'll just spend whatever time I can.
It'll
Is-
take you like 30
Pick
minutes
close.
to dig this hole.
All right.
So Well,
But it-
we have. I guess we're still hashing out what we're going to do with this.
With the one.
corpse.
Well, so yeah, so Tornus is digging a hole while you guys are playing with the wand and discussing what you're going to do with the corpse. He's kind of doing his thing. What are the other three doing? Well, Skellington gave the shovel over. So Anka and Ari, what are you two doing?
Just kind of watching with my, just like in disbelief. Like, this is like ridiculous.
Okay.
So are they trying to bury her?
I don't know what they're trying to do, but
Do they
messing with
think
a
that
god
it will
like
make up for, killing a god?
exactly.
A minor goddess.
I like how that makes it better. A minor
Just gonna-
gods.
I don't know what he's trying to do, but I mean, at least it has some moral backing.
Sure.
Maybe for us, but not necessarily for a dead goddess.
True.
I'm just gonna go like sit over here in the. And she doesn't even finish the sentence, just walks away. She like sits down, like puts her little like saloon's candle in front of her and lights it. And she's just gonna sit there for a minute.
Do you think Saloon will tell us what to do?
So as you
I
light
think
that
that's the
candle, she asks,
She just
you
puts
know,
it out.
as you light the candle, she asked if Saloon would help, and you're like, oh, I hope so. And you light the candle, and yeah, your eyes go white.
I thought Saloon was just gonna put the fire out. That would have been so funny.
That would have been very scary.
It would be like, so I'm obviously.
So-
I would have left the party for my own safety.
Safety? Like, nope, nope, that ain't
So I'm
happening.
assuming that my character saw her eyes go white, like she was standing right there.
Yeah, you're right there. You see her eyes go white.
Yeah, so I would just kind of like wave my hand in front of her face,
Mhm.
Anka.
She'll be fine. She's probably having a conversation with her deity at this point. Just give it a few minutes. If she isn't back, we can smack her upside the head.
What?
Do her eyes always go white like
Oh,
that? She talks.
By the way, don't tell her I said that.
Do her eyes always do that? That's kind of weird.
Sometimes, not very often, but it can happen.
And smack her
worry.
upside the head. You would physically hurt Anka. I thought you were above character for that.
Not really. I just flick her upon the forehead, truly. It doesn't take much to get her out of it.
She kind of like laughs a little.
That's what I was getting at.
Look at they're flirting.
So how long does she stay like this?
I guess we'll find out. Anka.
I'm gonna sit cross-legged across from her and just like see if I can talk to her.
Okay.
And get like a sort of response.
Sure, go ahead and talk to her.
So she's gonna sit there kind of like awkwardly. Anka, can you hear me? She's gonna like put her hand on Anka's hand.
She feels cold.
Whew. She doesn't feel like she's alive. Are you in there? Can you hear me? Can you ask Saloon what we should do with these guys? And she chucks her thumb kind of like over her shoulder. They're gonna get us killed.
Anka,
Assuming I can't respond to her.
nope.
Okay.
You also don't hear her.
Yep. That tracks.
So she's not getting a response, so she's gonna clear her voice and just kind of very quietly, Saloon, can you hear me?
Ooh, I like this idea. Go ahead and roll a
Uh,
religion check at disadvantage because you're not a religious person.
Okay, hang on a second. Oh god, I'm a -2 and that's not gonna be good. So 15
Mhm.
and 15 and 12. Not horrible.
No, it's not bad. So you start to pray
My
to Saloon, and you feel a sense of calm and peace just kind of come over you.
So she would just kind of like almost sink into herself with that feeling, I think.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know that she would take that as a response, but
Take it how you want it. You think your character would take it.
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I'm trying to like, I think she would still be curious. But yeah, kind of bask in that peace a little bit because it's probably the most peace she's felt in a while, or at least since seeing her grandmother.
Anything?
And I'll just take my hand away and place it on my lap and just sit there and just watch her.
Okay.
Just see what happens.
You ready, Anka?
So ready.
You see a grand golden palace. It is a night background, but the stars they seem so much closer, almost like they have personality. The ground that you walk upon is very hazy and soft, as if you're walking in a cloud. And Saloon stands in front of you and says, "Welcome home, my child."
Home. Do I not have to go back then?
Well, your mission is complete. The evil that you were sent there to fight is dead. Why would you want to go back? Your purpose is finished.
I mean, I kind of started to like the people that I was with.
The people you were with, the ones that nearly got you killed multiple times? You want to go back to them?
I don't remember anything else. That has been my life. Why would I want to leave my life as if I am dying? A goddess is welcoming home. That means that I am dead, no?
In many cases, with mortals, that is true. But for you, you were born of the gods. You weren't born like the humans or the dwarves or the elves. You were formed and you were placed. That crater that you were found in, that was your first moments there. There was nothing before that. Just the person that you were who I've hidden from you. The person you used to be many years before. There's much of her that you embody and resemble, but there are many things about her that you do not remember because I did not want it to cloud your judgment.
You cast me away from my home to do your bidding without giving me any information or anything or any memory about why I was even there.
Rosia, I never cast you away.
That's not my name.
She places her hand on top of your head as if you were her child, like cradling your face in her hand, and instantly your previous life flashes before your eyes. The person of Rosia is shown to you. You are, or were, Rosia. Many things that you've carried with you, your purposes, your personality, the things that made Rosia wonderful to people. I let that stay with you as you formed a new life in order to do the mission without having the memories and having the sadness that Rosia would have brought, knowing that she was 1,000 years out of place, mingling with the ancestors that her friends had that you never did, the children and the grandchildren that you were denied. I took that sadness from you so you can focus on what needed to be done, and you have done well.
Anka looks like she's about to cry, honestly.
Hmm?
She looks down away from the goddess to her hands. You let me kill people for you. You encouraged me to kill a goddess for you. And yet my entire devotion to you was based around protecting people.
Yes, you protected many from Ariel's evil and her danger. She would have destroyed everything. She would have frozen people for her pleasure.
If she could have been killed by Lathander, why was she not killed by you?
Lathander's
Just dethroned her.
Lathander's actions have consequences. The gods just can't go killing other gods.
What, are they going to take it out on the people that are down there? And she just motions to the ground.
She puts her head down, and for the first time, you've had now quite a more conversations with your goddess than anybody's ever had. And for the first time, you see sadness and regret in her face as she says,
You have forced us to condemn those below us to death.
Lathander's decision to honor such an oath put us all in great danger.
And what would have happened had I been the one to do it?
When
Would I have been smited down by the other gods, or would it have condemned everybody below us as well?
that is not necessarily how gods see things. As you face a god or a lesser god and you succeed, the gods look at you, though they might not be happy with what has happened. They look at you with a sort of pride because you have done the impossible, and they honor that. This is why we choose for the lesser beings to fight for us. It is a game that is not always fair, but it shows worth, and it shows might, and it shows bravery. And these are the things that please all gods, even if it's not within their factions. If you destroy a god as a mere mortal, the other gods look at that, and they, in many ways, become proud, and sometimes scared. But it is more honorable than for another god to just completely overpower someone else and try and take their throne from them. We all have a role to play, and stepping over the boundaries that causes more chaos. Plus, when a mortal destroys a god, the god is just reborn, but when a god kills a god, it's over. Forever.
You can't take it back. You're a god, you can do whatever you would like. Your job is to protect the people below us from the darkness that is brought by the others. Bring her back. I will destroy her myself. Bring her back.
I cannot. Even as a god, I am limited by what I can and cannot do. And I cannot create another god. I cannot bring back the dead.
You sent me on a mission that has ended up condemning the earth.
Do you want to continue to fight for it?
What if we fight the other gods? If we beat even just one of them, can we make them call it off to spare the other people that are down there?
Yes, but that will not be easy. The gods of fury are very upset. So though you might be able to fight one of them, it might not be the one you want to. I haven't taken into consideration yet what might be going on with Talos, and he might be the angry one. Umberly and Malor, they just follow what Talos does, but he might be the one you would have to fight. And even Lathander is afraid of him.
If he is so afraid, then he should not have honored something he cannot hold up to.
I agree, but I am not Lathander. I can give you all the help that I can, but if you choose to do this, it might be the only way to stop and save the world. It has to be your choice.
I cannot let people suffer for something that the gods have started.
Hold out your hands.
She holds both of her hands palm up.
I grant you with this scepter the power of the moon. And a scepter with a crescent moon appears in your hands. Let the light shine in the darkness once again. Anka, daughter of Rosia. And the haze overcomes you, and you wake up with a scepter in your hand.
Anka wakes up as she's just crying at this point.
Anka, are you okay? Why are you crying? Where did that come from? She points to the scepter.
They have done it. He has doomed all of us with his request.
She points, kind of looks back at the group back there by the shore. He did by having his god kill Ariel.
There is a price for every gift that a god can give to you. Honoring this request has started a war that will only be brought out on us. We have to kill Talos.
Is there any way to undo it?
Killing the god, that's it. And you! She looks at Skellington.
I mean, you can't really kill a god now, can you?
Well, isn't that what we just witnessed?
You
What do
can. It's not easy, but Saloon has said that we are able to.
I mean, we can kill its avatar, but not the actual god, not from the books I've ever read. Unless there's something different. Mortals cannot wage wars against gods. Only gods can wage wars against gods. We can...
Killing the avatar should be enough to prove that we are worth being afraid of. If we can prove that to the gods, they will leave everybody else down here alone.
Saloon said this. The avatar is all that needs to be taken care of.
Is that a safe assumption since we know that mortals can't kill a god?
Yeah, that's what she meant. Like when a mortal kills a god,
Yeah.
the god regenerates.
Yes.
And you want to kill Talos of all gods. Do you even know what you're talking about? Killing a god? I don't know about you, but
somebody's decision
I'm...
damn the entire world.
We might as well just go to the closest city and ask for every abled body. That there would be more power there than any of us could have to offer. We would be specks to his avatar.
Guys, what if we offer up the person who killed the god, who killed Ariel?
That's Lathander. We cannot offer another god to anybody.
But what about what Samoto did?
You want to sacrifice Samoto? I don't think that that's kind of how that works. The god did kind of kill another god. I don't think the other god would accept the fact that, oh, I got to kill the mortal that asked you of such a request. I don't think he would be okay with that.
They do not care. They care only for vengeance at this point. A war has been raged amongst the gods, and it will be taken out on those on Earth.
And she's like, yeah, thanks to Samoto.
I mean, that is very typical. I mean, the gods have waged war upon humans and what we have for some time now. The question is, will the other gods just sit by and let that happen? And will, let's say, Pelor and the other good gods that harbor the cities just let them be incinerated? I doubt it.
I don't think they have much of a choice.
Well, I don't think he has much of a choice then. You're talking gods against gods here. But does he want to take on every good god there is? I mean, we're talking about literal gods killing other gods. I didn't know that was a thing. So if that opens up that book and that can be done, which I didn't know could be done, then who are good gods? Who are bad gods? Who are the. You're literally playing like a game of chess at that point on who's white and who is black, who's on that side and who's on the other side. What do you do with that? We don't even know who's on what side. We don't know who's on the side of human races. At this point, it's an all out war on everything we could think of. Some gods might start to go gray. Some gods might go, let's just give them a rainbow of different colors. Instead of chess, everybody's in their own little factions and going to wage war. At this point, we might as well sit still and just figure out how this is all going to play or die in the next Armageddon. Unless you have a way to kill Talos with some archaic, like this rod. Can it just delete gods?
Nothing could just delete a god.
I mean, the other god just did. Apparently, there's a delete button somewhere. I just don't know. I don't know what to do here. This is beyond us, even beyond me, and I have lived for a very long time.
Then follow me. Then
Where,
me.
where would you like to go, Anka? I will follow you anywhere. Even if it is to our death by this Talos' hand, I do not care. The question is, though, what plan do you have? What are you doing? I don't just want you to risk your life seeking the impossible. I do want to keep you safe. And just riding into battle with no one behind you doesn't seem like the best idea to me.
We will learn first. We can make friends and learn more about where Talos would even be. I have nowhere to start on where we would even encounter him.
Do we have a
First thing we
reprieve?
would need to do would be to find the Church of Talos.
Do we have a time frame? What information do we have? Well, I think we have nothing unless Saloon gave you more information. Which, please.
Torrance, do a perception check.
Sure.
Actually, no.
Have I finished my stuff yet?
Yeah. So as you're finishing up digging, you're trying to put Ariel in the ground. What's your passive perception? Let's do that instead of
Passive perception is 14.
Okay. So you're hearing what's going on, and you remember yesterday you had a interesting conversation with that gnome about the storm giants,
Oh yeah.
and they were planning on making their move. And the storm giants, the reason why you know the stories of Talos is because the storm giants worship Talos.
Right.
And now it starts to click as you're hearing Talos is forming this war, and the storm giants are on the move.
I'll do just two things before I go over to tell Anka and Skellington about this.
Mhm.
So I'll put her in the hole, and then I want to deal out one card from the deck into her hands, face down, to her body, and then just sort of tell her, "I'm sorry this happened. I was really looking forward to meeting you. I think we really would have
You son of a bitch.
hit it off." And just cover it up and leave the card in her hand.
Fuck you.
And then walk over to them
And
to say, so.
I don't know
There's
why
a
I thought
card
this would be
in her hand.
All
I
right.
don't know if you want me to roll for it or if that's behind the scenes, but I'm dealing it to her, so it's not my card. I'm giving it to the body
right.
as I sort of
Oh,
apologize
that's gonna
and
be.
say, would have really liked to meet you.
Does it work that way?
No,
So
just giving her a card.
all right, hold on. I do have a cool, fun thing for that. That's hilarious.
It's kind of like a gentle thing, like, sorry this happened. Really wanted to meet you. Thought we really hit it off, you know? Sorry. Card, cover up, and then I just step up and start walking away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a D100.
All right.
And it can't be one of the ones that we've already had.
Yeah, I wrote them down. So I rolled a 21. Let's see if I already got that one.
21 is a fiend.
I do not have 21 yet.
Okay.
So that is new.
All right. So I'm going to write that down. Ariel has the fiend.
And I'll write that I used 21.
Okay. Okay. And you bury her with the card.
I bury her with the card, and I go over and say, "Hey, Anka Skellington, so the gnome priest yesterday told me that the storm giants are uniting all giant kind and might be attacking. They're usually linked with Talos, so if you're looking for Talos, probably the oncoming, giant war against the rest of the world is a good place to look, or at least start." I mean,
Hanka looks over at him and then looks at Skellington and then just motions at him.
I mean, I didn't say anything because giants are always planning some sort of war. There's always some fighting. Oh, we're going to take over the smaller people. It's usually just a whole bunch of bluster. But this is, if they weren't really going to invade, Talos is definitely going to, use them as a vehicle to invade.
Look at what has just fallen into our lap, metaphorically. I don't know that I could handle a giant in my lap.
I mean, you don't know till you try.
I
Not
feel
that
like I
I'm
would
saying.
be squished even if you sat in my lap.
Well, yeah, you have to be careful. I mean, some of the giants are really big. I'm pretty, thin.
It's pretty
really,
small for a
pretty
giant.
small for a giant, I hate to say it, but some are pretty big and they would definitely crush you. But you'd be surprised. There's some pretty light, dexterous giants out there. So just don't write off an entire, species because you're afraid of their size. Is really what I'm trying to say. But that's not important. What is important is what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Talos. He's probably going to send the giants after us and everyone. But, honestly, Talos isn't really the bad guy here. I mean, a little bit because he's going to be attacking the whole world. But, I mean, why would Lathander do this? It's like, if a kid says, please, Daddy, a bully's bothering me, and then he goes out and murders the bully, of course the bully's family is going to be pissed. Lathander should have had some restraint here, right?
I am not saying that you are wrong at all, because I don't think he should have honored the request.
I mean, there might be more to this than we're seeing. Maybe Talos is not really all that bad here.
Are you defending Talos because you're a giant and he is one of your gods?
No, I'm defending Talos because he could squish us like bugs, and I'd rather not be squished like a bug. And maybe
Lathander could also easily squish us like bugs.
True. Everyone could squish us like bugs. But I'm not aware of Lathander raising any armies right now, I guess. So that's really where my head is at.
Does being aware of it make you more scared of it?
I mean, I'm aware of the danger. Fighting a god is one thing. Fighting a god plus legions of giants and whatever else they have is another thing. I mean, I never actually thought we were going to kill Ariel. I thought we were going to come over here and chat her up, see her side of the story, and maybe come to some sort of agreement. Maybe in worst case scenario, banish her into some sort of magical crystal that we could find. I don't know. This has already gotten a little bit more out of hand than I expected for a glorified celebrity tour. But I guess we're already here, so are we choosing to fight Talos and legions of giants?
Yes.
Yeah, well, to war, I guess.
Wow, that was easy. I was not expecting to be able to convince him that quickly.
You still have.
I'll try to take the crown, Ariel's crown, out of, I don't know who's holding it, whether it's Tish or Sam. I'll try to take it out of their hands and put it on Anka's head as sort of like a "you're our general" moment.
This feels a little morbid.
I mean, I guess
More
you're
than
our
a
leader
little.
now. You've got a scepter, and now you have a crown. I put it on her head.
That is a little morbid.
He just gets this really concerned, kind of scared stare from Anka.
What are we going to do about, giants?
Well, I don't know. We could go for the leaders, and maybe if we defeat the leaders, it will scare off the legions. That could work. Take out the power structure.
That sounds like it would work, yeah.
Problem is, the
Which makes
leaders
sense,
of this.
right?
Yeah, I mean, the storm giants don't, lead like some human armies where the tactician who is maybe frail is leading the armies. It's usually a tactician who's also, 80 feet tall and has killed lots of people before. So they're usually the worst and hardest people to fight in the army, but it's just one of them against, versus hundreds of other giants. So at least we might have numbers on the giant, all-powerful giant.
Do we know what cities they are attacking?
Do I believe him?
You can roll an insight against what he's thinking.
Jeez, I'm liking tonight. That's a natural 20 for a
That's the
23.
third
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. This
Give
is
it to
the
the
best
damn
stuff
die.
I've ever had.
Hold on. I need a picture of that die. I need
Roll
all
a 10.
sides. I need all sides of your die. Make sure they're not all sticking 20s.
I can't roll
Sheesh.
above a 10.
I was having an awful night the other night. Tonight's very good.
It's very good.
Jesus.
Jeez.
I've gone
I'm not
through like
complaining.
3 different D20s and I can't get above a 10 on any of them.
It's hilarious.
But I'm banishing the ones that give me nat ones.
I mean, so I rolled the 14 plus 11 for 25,
Right.
but I'm being as honest as I can recall. Is in generally speaking, giants rule by the fist. Whoever is the most powerful is in charge. So
And who are the
if
most
you-
powerful giants?
the biggest and storm giants, and they tend to be rather smart, but they're the hardest ones to take down because they had to conquer the people beneath them to get into the leadership roles.
That's it.
That tracks.
But, usually if you can beat them, then you now have shown that you're more powerful than everyone else. So you have some sway. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. but that's his experience.
Do we know what cities are being targeted?
I don't recall if I got that information, DM.
No, all you know is
It's more
that they're on the
rumors.
move. You do know the regions in which like all the giants live, right? Like hill giants obviously live in hills, right? And
Yeah.
storm giants, they're way up like on the tallest mountains type thing. And it's kind of a tier level system. So if the hill giants are starting to move kind of further into another territory, they'd be moving into the plains and so on and so forth.
I'd break down some of that out to them, and then I would say I don't know exact areas, but I mean, I would assume they're going to attack the regions closest to their home, and since the storm giants are in charge, they're going to come out of the mountains first, I would guess. But they very well could just send all giants out at once, and every regional giant community is going to start picking off towns.
I have to create this damn thing.
That definitely sounds like we should head to the capital in the closest region for the storm giants. Then yes,
That would be my guess.
warn the guard there that accent came out weird. Warn the guard there so that they so that they are aware that something is coming.
Yep.
Innate.
Yeah.
This whole time, I mentioned Samuel has been flying. I don't know what time of day it is.
Afternoon.
I know that Lathander's the Morning Lord, but anyway, there's still some
Morning Lord
ahead.
and god of spring and rebirth and life and stuff like that.
I have the scepter that Ariel had, and I'm
Mhm.
basically trying to commune with it to figure out what he wants my next move to be.
Ooh. All right, do a religion check, and then I will get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Would you consider a scepter to be a staff, wand, or a rod?
Was it natural 20 for
Scepters
27?
are rods.
Okay. You said it was a natural 20? Okay.
Yeah. 27 in total.
Dang.
I've always imagined a scepter as like between a wand and a mace.
Scepters are considered rods though for magic item purposes.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be you guys have your first legendary item. Nope, second legendary item. Forgot about the other one.
Who has a legendary item?
I'm not telling you.
That's terrifying.
The best part is they don't know they have a legendary item.
Terrifying.
Samrodo has a
He's holding
Yeah.
a scepter right now. Yeah.
He turns all of us to ice accidentally. He's like shaking it. Why won't this thing do anything? Ice beam. We're all dead.
right.
World destruction. Oops, Styles wins.
Your god, Lathander, lets you know that is Ariel's rod, or not her rod. That's her scepter. It casts. I actually wrote this down somewhere. I think it's Frostbeam. Oh, here. Thing real quick. There's the second form. There it is. Ice flurries is what it casts.
Ice flurries. Should I write that down?
Yeah, if you want to. But that's all he understands about it. It can cast a spell called Ice Flurries.
So, Rod of Ice Flurry?
It's just called Ariel's Rod. And then I will give you the more specifics of it when you study it more.
Okay, so
Like how many
I'm
charges
not
and stuff
attuned
like
to
that.
this thing yet.
It's not. No, you're not attuned to it yet.
Okay, but I have it, and I can
You have
I can use at least one Ice Fury, whatever that is.
Flurry, not Fury.
Flurry.
And I'll send that to you. Did Brian jump off and I didn't see him? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. You had to go put Eli to bed. Alrighty. Where do you guys want to head off to?
I think we were talking about the capital, the biggest city next to the town. What did you
Storm
call them?
giants?
Yeah, he named the mountains, and it's based on what you called them.
All right.
Talos Mountains or something like that.
Talos Mountains.
I don't recall.
The Talos.
The mountains had a
Really,
mountains had
really,
a name. On the
really
nose.
putting on the nose there. Yeah.
It was a name of a mountain range I recognized, and I'm like, oh, interesting. I've heard that name before, and then I immediately forgot it.
It's
Perfection.
Mount Talos.
So I pulled up the map that I put out earlier, and I am squinting because I can't read all the things. All right, so you guys want to go back towards the capital. So as you have discussed that a train's information destination light comes on. It says capital, and
There's a light that tells us where we're going.
Yeah. Where have you been?
Now.
Apparently not looking at the light.
It's on the outside of the train, so you have to get out and look at it and then get back in.
It's on the front of
It's
it.
really weirdly made. So, I mean, it doesn't help when you're inside the train and it's moving. I mean,
Yeah. This
Don't
is
we
like
never know
episode.
where we're going.
This is like episode 3 that I introduced that fact.
Oh, I do remember that. You're right.
we're usually in the train when it takes off for some random place, so we can't check it. So
It's fair,
it
yeah.
hasn't been doing much good for us.
Well, remember the train was designed to take you guys on a tour, so it had destinations, and when you guys were ready to leave, it would say the next destination. And you guys have
Ah,
been
Now that we're ready to leave, it's ready to go to the next destination. Got it.
exactly. So you guys hopping on train?
Yep.
Hopping on the train.
Yeah.
I like that we use train as a proper noun.
Well, yeah.
Somebody should ask the train's name at some point.
Oh, Skellington knows what train's name is.
Thomas.
Train.
It's train.
Thomas the train engine.
It stands for an acronym, but I can't remember it.
Here, I can write down what the acronym was. What is train? Train. I have a whole stat sheet for train that I wrote up myself.
Walking on the train, I'm like, it was a wild day. It started off with, getting stuck in the snow. Then we saved the world. Then I was able to take a swim. And now the world's in worse shape than it was when Ariel was here. Pretty wild. No one else want a croissant?
Train.
I'll take one.
Hey,
Go totally just done. Takes the croissant and just slams it into his face.
like, are you eating it or is it just like against your face like a wall?
He's
I'm
into his
eating
chest.
it, but like
Okay.
some of it does get on the mask and just like completely like just smush. And I just like wipe it off. Like I do it in one fell swoop and like slam it into my mouth and then just wipe it off and just like walk the fuck away.
That was pretty impressive. One bite. Little on the floor though. I mean, someone will clean that up for you, I guess.
So Anka, real quick, I'm gonna let you make this choice.
Okay.
Do you want to have Rosia's memories, or do you want to not?
I think it would make sense for her too at this point.
Okay.
She's just about to be very mad at Skellington as soon as they're not in front of everybody.
Oh, fun. All right. Yeah, I actually can't wait for that one. So, you guys,
You deserve this.
you're about to find out, I guess. So everybody hops back on train, and train starts to head south. And like always, there's the dining cart that's ready and always happy to serve. Train seems to be moving at a very quick pace.
It knows the urgency.
It understands the urgency.
I will go grab some food from the cart. I'll look at the bar. I'll look at Tornus. No. And I'll go sit down. She doesn't want to go through that again.
You just sort of shrug and you just take out an instrument and just start kind of strumming away.
Tornus, you are my drinking buddy, but I don't think I can do it again.
I mean, if there's ever a day to drink, it would be the one where the world was going to end, we saved it, and now we made it worse somehow, and now it's going to end again.
Tornus, let's have a drink.
Hey!
There you go. Oh,
That was easy.
I need an easy
Are you
button.
making them or am I?
I'm gonna be.
I wonder
I
if
think-
How about
Tornus-
I make half of a drink and you make the other half of a drink and we mix them together?
I mean, we could. Or, I wonder if Train can make us the perfect drink that will be delicious, let us have a little bit of fun, and then not hate life tomorrow morning.
Ooh, let's ask Train to do that, and I will play it a song to inspire it to do as an exceptional job, and I'll start playing a song to help put Train in the mood to make us a drink.
Hmm. Does Train want to make you a drink?
I rolled a dirty 20 on a performance roll with my inspiring song that
Ooh.
I personally, as a human being, John, could not come up with any lyrics, but I'm assuming Tornus could.
Oh, I think John should definitely come up with some lyrics to
Something about
to
how
intrigue the DM.
the train is fantastical and amazing, and I'm sure its tastes are just as so. So we look forward to be served whatever amazing thing it can have. I don't know, something
So
like that.
Okay, so
I'm trying to ingratiate it. I'm giving it a lot of like compliments and,
Yeah.
and challenging it to
yeah,
come
it's
through on it.
so you're singing about how it has fantastic taste
Right.
and should know
Right.
exactly what you guys want. Yeah,
I think I
okay.
see where this is going.
So yeah, Train makes an ale for a very very potent liquor for you, and it appears right there on the bar with shot glasses.
Ooh, Train delivers. Okay. Train, I'm just kind of saying out there in the air, trusting you on this train. We've got a big mission ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna pick my glass up and kind of put it up in the air. The train,
The train.
and then I'll drink it.
Yeah.
Same.
You guys know
To
what
the
fuel
train.
tastes like?
We do now.
You do now. I want you to think like so everybody says that moonshine tastes like jet fuel. I want you to think of that but a little bit heavier. Like train fuel. And it is straight liquor. It doesn't matter what you guys roll for a constitution. You guys are fucking drunk.
The train.
To the train.
And you're both
Let's go.
and you both are coughing because it burns all the way down. It
Anka.
burns all the way down.
Would you like to toast a train?
Oh, please take another drink, I dare you.
Anka is like sat at one of the tables, like with both of her hands. The scepter is on the table and her hands are just out in front of her. And she's not really paying attention. And then you
Mhm.
call her name and she looks up and just kind of shakes her head.
Anka's saying no to a drink?
Tornus will try and like do like a juggler's roll in front of her, you know, like in front of her, and say, "My liege, please have a drink." And he'll have a drink in hand, but it'll be all sloppy and fly everywhere. And so there's like maybe a tiny bit of alcohol is actually in the hand when he's holding it to her.
Yeah, I'll go sit. Is Skellington sitting with Anka, or is there like room at Anka's table? I would go sit over at her table. Anka, it's well, it's not delicious, but it's effective, and I believe Train will live up to his commitment of not having us completely immobilized in the morning and still up for the challenge of our mission. And she just takes another drink.
I'm alright without a drink.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'm alright without a drink.
Okay. She kind of shrugs and.
What about you, Skellington? You had a croissant. Maybe you can show how much you love Train by having one of its amazing drinks.
I'm all right.
This is some of the strongest stuff I've ever had.
This is way
Train's-
stronger than
Train's got to
yeah.
tell me the secret.
Mhm.
What's the secret, Train? Tell me. Show me your secrets.
Yeah, I want you to put your hand on Train and I want you to do a perception check to see if Train speaks to you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's a 19 for a 22.
Yeah. So you put your hand on Train and you close your eyes and try to get an idea of what it's saying as to what's in this fine drink to make it so spectacular. And you feel Train be happy and allows you to have a little insight on Train, that you are drinking what Train drinks.
Lovely. We really are drinking Train fuel.
And what exactly is what Train is
Except
drinking?
except in alcohol form. But yeah, it tastes like Train fuel.
Train is always drunk.
All right.
It tastes like Train fuel. They said make a drink, an alcoholic drink of Train spectacular taste. So Train only understands
So with that
fuel.
information,
Yeah.
and with that inspiration, I'm going to go try for the third time, try to make a rum, but now with this special taste of Train.
Ooh, yeah. Because you have some of Train's fuel, I will give you advantage. No, I'll give you inspiration. That's a D6 with your roll.
Okay. So would this be what would this be?
It's wisdom. It's wisdom.
Wisdom plus a d6. Oh no, it's a 2.
Okay.
Plus, it's a 5 plus. Oh man, this is not good. You said a d6?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a 10
Okay.
in total.
That's just enough to pass. You now, whenever you're making drinks, roll your wisdom with your proficiency bonus. Okay. And you have been inspired by Train to come up with this new drink that's just called fuel.
I think I'll change it into hit by a train.
That could be the slogan under it. Well, you can call it whatever you want, but yeah, it is. It tastes. You were able to successfully make Train fuel
Nice.
as an alcoholic drink.
So being the third time, does that mean that I'm proficient with
Yes.
brewing now?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, you get to use your proficiency
took-
bonus.
Let's go. I'm pumped. You want to feel like you've been hit by a train? Try some fuel. All right. I think I take another swig of that, and now I'm just out for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you guys take a second swig, you guys are done.
I'm assuming some time has passed this point. I probably will kind of ask Train, when does this go away, Train?
I'm curious
Is that an early
what the
day
other
tomorrow?
I'm curious what the other two do.
I'm playing a song to Train, and it's amazing tastes. And at this point in the day, even with, I mean, I guess if I roll a disadvantage, it's a 14 is still on performance, but it's definitely slurred speech.
Okay.
It's like incoherent rambling that still kind of sounds good in song form, but doesn't make any sense if you're listening to the lyrics itself.
He's singing, "We'll be coming around the mountain when we come."
Yeah.
As I imagine, it's going to take like a few days to get to the capital, right?
Yes, it'll take a few days.
Yeah. I'm just going to head back to Anka's room.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this
I'll
conversation.
probably go with them.
Absolutely.
She follows Skellington and like closes the door behind them as they walk in and sets the scepter down like on a table in the room and just kind of stands there for a second.
Skelly just sits in his chair and acts like he's going to sleep.
How long did you know
No, what?
who I was?
Probably not long, to be honest with you. I could tell you were someone important, but you
Why
were
didn't
your
you
own
ever come back to
individual.
Ooh.
Why did I not come back to visit you? Are we talking about someone else now?
me, Rosia?
Rosia?
Whatever.
I thought you two were completely different. No, Anka is not Rosia. Rosie is correct, or am I mistaken now?
I don't know anymore. I remember everything from her life and from after her life, and time spent with Saloon in her palace and in the sky, and being born and cast out, and I don't know anymore.
What would you like it to be? Do you want to be your own person? You just have the knowledge of a previous life, or do you want to be me to start calling you Rosia from now on? Are you her?
I don't know. I have killed people. You have let me kill people. There is blood on my hands. That is never something that she would have done.
But you aren't her.
I took pleasure in it.
That's because that's who you were. Why are you trying to compare yourself to someone that you don't even believe that you are? You are your own self, unless you tell me otherwise. But from my own knowledge, you are Anka, a rebirthed, different human being on this planet. Or maybe not even human, that I'm not quite sure of yet. I don't think a human would survive being crashed in from a crater. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Seems a
I don't
little
think that I would.
beyond me at that point. Well, then, do you think Rosia would be able to live such a crash? If so, I would consider yourself to be someone new.
That's how she refers to me.
Who refers to you?
Saloon, who else?
She refers to you as being someone new.
She calls me Rosia.
I see. Well, would you like her to ask her to call you someone different, or do you inevitably believe the goddess?
If I could
I'll
spell
let you think about
Rosia.
it.
What?
So if I could spell Rosia.
Rhosea.
Hey, there it is.
There you go.
It is inevitably a decision maybe you would like to make, but I would give yourself some time, get some sleep. As much as that is something very important, and we should solve soon, I'm a little taken back at a war between gods at the moment. I'm just gonna like take my hood and just like drape it over my face to like close the eyelids to my mask as I like lean back in the chair.
I'm still mad at you.
You can be mad at me, my dear. That I'm okay with. It doesn't mean I don't love you.
Oh, we have 2 love stories going on. Train is hauling ass, and it is the middle of the night. Anka, I'm sure you've been holding that scepter for a while.
Yeah, it exists.
Yeah, you have now attuned to it. I have put that scepter in your sheet. You may read what it does. It is a fun little thing that was inspired by Rosia. And the train, which is now becoming a little annoying to you guys, have come to a halt, except it is now in the middle of the night. And it understands, as far as many of you know, the urgency of the matter. 3 of you are drunk, or now coming out of it and slightly have a headache. 2 of you have been resting or asleep. And there is a loud growl that you don't just hear, but you feel.
A growl, you said?
A growl.
Interesting.
Lights.
Wasn't my stomach, though I am rather hungry.
Lights flicker outside of Train.
Outside, like the outside.
Like you look out the window and
Around.
lights are flickering. The lights aren't coming from Train. lights are outside of T.R.A.I.N.
Is it clear? Is it foggy?
I don't know. And you probably don't know because you're a little hammered. But you are definitely welcome to go take a look. Encouraged almost.
Anybody else see that? We should go look at that, but my head is
Sam
killing me.
looks out the window.
Yeah, you look out the window, you just see lights flickering.
I think we should go get Anka and Skellington. I don't think the three of us could tie our shoes right now, let alone investigate something.
Good idea.
So-
I'll just stay here in the chair while you do that.
Sam just looks out the window and says,
All right,
"Psychic
I guess I'll go to their
goes back
cabin.
down."
I'll go to their cabin and knock on the door. Anka, Skellington, and she's like knocking, she's trying not to be too loud, but loud enough to let them know that someone is there.
Yeah, we'll open the door.
Hi. So we stopped, and there's lights outside that are flickering, and it kind of hurts my head a little bit. And you've got three kind of hungover people who, well, like I said, we couldn't tie our shoes right now, but we need your help as being the responsible party members.
I'm going to pull the hood off of my head and like open up the window and look out.
You see
Outside.
a big... All right, so if you open up the window to look, you see a big claw.
Claw.
Claw?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look down.
Like a dragon?
Do we look like we're in the air?
No. The claw is on the
Okay.
ground, but it is big.
Did we all see that, or just Skellington?
He's the only one that stuck his head out the window.
Okay.
Does it look alive or cut off?
It is attached to a leg.
Perfect. Is it
What do you-
attached to our train?
No.
You
If I
see-
look up the leg, what do I see?
A white underbelly and scales.
Oh, better. This is improving.
And as the underbelly kind of wraps around, the color gets darker, but it's too dark for you to quite grasp the color.
Does it happen to like have a lightning running over it?
I don't know, Anka, your head's not outside.
It's only room for one person in a window.
Um, I'm gonna pull my head back in and just. If you want to take a look, you're free to take a look, but I think it's a dragon.
My eyes.
Oh.
You think
My
that the white dragon stopped our train?
It isn't grabbing our train, so maybe it's just blocking its path. I don't know. I stopped looking.
When Skellington says dragon, I would kind of like just bolt my way through. Dragon? I used to hear stories of dragons from my grandmother. She had a pet dragon, and I'm like trying to like look through the window, but look up to see what I can see. Like I haven't stuck my head through the window.
Okay, so as you put your head to the window, right, you see darkness. You don't see a foot. You don't really see much of anything.
Where
And then
is
you
it?
see an eye
Oh, okay.
as it opens. And
I would
then
like step back, but I would still think it's really cool.
you see its teeth.
Oh,
And you
an angry
see
dragon.
lightning swirling around the teeth and clicking. And now you can hear the electricity running through it. And Skellington, you now notice it is blue.
Oh, what's his name? I'm blanking.
Max dear.
I'm just going to be like, is that you, Muxir?
You say
In
that, my head.
Draconic. I'm going to say
Yeah.
that in Draconic.
Oh, and damn, she wouldn't understand that. Okay. Well, no, actually, no, she would, because she.
Moxier is a draconic name.
No, I know, but my character has comprehend languages, so she would understand.
You do gotta cast it.
Yeah,
you have
but
to cast it.
she would do that. You know what I mean? Like,
I've already said it. That's a thing you have to do.
yeah,
You have to do
that's fair.
beforehand.
That's fair. That's fair. But hearing the name Moxier, her head would snap like almost off her freaking neck.
Yep, because it is a draconic word.
How do you know that name?
I don't respond to her. I'm waiting for a response from the dragon.
I would follow your gaze.
I'm looking outside at the dragon. Does it respond?
The head moves up, and you start to notice. First you saw the eye, and then the teeth. Now you see the jaw, and this isn't a tiny dragon that you remember. It's not even a medium-sized or an adult dragon. It's an extremely, gargantuan dragon.
You might say elder.
I might say ancient. And you notice the shape of the mouth does not look happy. And you see scars carved into his jawline. And that's where we'll leave tonight.
The plot thickens. Here's a question.
Mhm.
Did we get a long rest?
Yeah, well, tonight I am. At least for the next 3 hours or so. 3 or 4 hours.
Nate wants to be the boss. He thinks he's the boss until we derail his shit,
You have not
and then
the,
he gets cried about it.
you have not
Cried about
derailed
it
me
afterwards.
yet. You have not derailed me yet in this campaign.
Challenge accepted.
I
Why
mean,
did you
even
say that?
after we killed an entire town.
After you killed an entire town, you
Yeah.
still have not derailed me.
Killed an entire town to get a
You guys
I hear that we need to kill more people, guys.
you guys think
Challenge
that
accepted.
you guys think that I have like not played with you guys well enough to know that you guys are gonna fuck around. So I'm gonna put precautions in there for you.